Welcome to Exploring Careers with Career Solutions. In these informational videos, we will look at how to use some of the main features of the Career Solutions system. This video accompanies Lesson 4 in the Facilitator's Guide and provides an overview of how to locate the Why I Work tool and how to use the features within this tool. This is the Career Solutions site. Remember to sign in to be sure that all of your information is saved as you progress through the career exploration activities. To locate the Why I Work tool, go into the Career Exploration area of the system. In the list of tools, the Why I Work tool can be accessed by clicking on the fourth link that appears in the list. This is the page that students will see when they enter into the Why I Work tool. In general, the Why I Work tool can be seen as a basic budget tool that helps students understand the costs that may be associated with their various lifestyle goals, needs, and aspirations for the future. Before entering into the tool, it's important that students review the instructions so they understand what they need to do at the various steps. To enter the tool, just click Start, and then students will be asked to select a city. Here, students need to be advised to select the city that is nearest where they believe they'll be working in the future. So here, let's just select Albuquerque. Once a city has been selected, they'll be presented with various categories where they can make choices related to what they see in the future or what they would like to have in the future. So the first category presented is housing. And students need to make a decision on whether or not they think they'll be living in a house or whether they want to live in a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom apartment, or maybe they will have the opportunity to live at home. So they need to make a selection, and once the selection has been made, they can click Next. The next page that will appear will be for the next category, and in this case it's utilities. And students will need to make sure that they read the instructions because sometimes there will be an opportunity to make multiple selections as opposed to just one. So here it says select as many as you like, or they have the opportunity to enter their own amount for what they believe their utilities may cost in the future. So here they'll want to make various selections. So maybe they'll have internet, they'll need to be paying for water, cable, perhaps even natural gas. They'll have a mobile device and electricity that they need to plan ahead for. Once they have made their selections, they can click Next, or there's the opportunity to move to various different categories simply by clicking on the link within the table here. So they can jump around to transportation if they'd like and make those selections. Maybe they're aspiring toward a luxury vehicle and then click Next. So the idea here is they're going to work their way through all of these various categories, make the selections that align with their goals and their aspirations for the future. And once all of this has been done, a basic budget will be created where they see their total monthly expenses, and they'll also see their annual expenses that they will need to have to support their lifestyle needs and goals. Once students have worked their way through all of the categories and made their selections, this is the basic summary page that will appear. And again, you're going to see the monthly total, how much they need to earn on a monthly basis, and then also their annual expenses. So kind of what they need to be looking for in terms of an annual salary. What's nice about this particular tool is that taxes are actually also incorporated in here as well. So at the very, very bottom, the annual salary needed is presented there in total. So for this particular exercise, the total was $53,220. So once students have had an opportunity to review this information, the next thing they can do is go in and explore occupations that meet their wage requirements. There is another opportunity here at the top too where they can see expenses in another city, and they can certainly explore that as well. But the most value is going to come in by looking at the occupations that are in the city that they believe they are most likely to work in, which should have been the city they selected at the very beginning. To go in and look at these occupations, they can just click on Explore Occupations and Wages. When they go in to explore the occupations, they'll be taken to the Occupation Finder page within Career Solutions. There are a lot of different features on this page, and we'll explore these more as we go through the additional videos that will be coming up. But for right now, you want students focusing primarily on trying to filter by wage. So they want to look at the occupations that are most likely to line up with their wage requirement. So there's the opportunity to select this here under the filters. There's the wage requirement filter. And students can go in and select the wage that matches their budget requirements. So with the example that we were using here, the wage requirement was $52,000 or somewhere around there. So let's go ahead and select approximately $55,000 annually. What this does is filters all of the occupations, so anything that does not meet that minimum wage requirement is thrown out. Here students can review this list, but I would suggest an additional refinement here. You also have the opportunity to sort occupations, and there's various different categories that you can sort by. If you choose to sort by future job outlook, what this does is it actually is going to sort the list so that occupations with the most projected annual openings appear at the top of the list. So what you have here is a combination of two things. One, the occupations have been filtered so that all of them match the wage requirement for the student's goals. And then they're also sorted now so that those with the highest demand are going to appear at the top of the list. To make this happen though, so that you have those with the highest demand appearing at the very top, you do have to come over here and select this little arrow, which will then have it go from highest demand to lowest demand. And this arrow is actually a very helpful thing to remember so that you know how the list is being sorted, whether or not it's going from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. This is a very helpful approach to actually examining careers, because what we've done essentially here is we've now taken all of the careers, limited them to only those that meet their wage requirements, and now we've sorted the list so those with the highest demand appear at the very top. So students get a really quick sense of what job is going to meet my minimum requirement that has the greatest opportunity. And as I said before, this is, for this particular exercise here, it's acute care nurses. To explore occupations in more depth, students can click on the profile link here. And what this is going to do is take you to that occupation profile page. This is the same profile page that we have been looking at in previous lessons. And here again, you want to help students focus on the occupation summary as well as some of those helpful links that appear at the top of this page. We also want to always encourage students to continue to save occupations they believe align with their interests or that would be something they want to pursue in the future. And so again, that's going to appear here at the top. Click on it, it will turn green, and you have the opportunity to save or unsave that particular occupation. In future activities, students will use these saved occupations. So remind them as they go through their activities here and at the end of each of these assessments and tools that they use to save the occupations that they find that they like. So this was a quick overview of the system and the tools you'll want to access for Lesson 4. At this point, you can return to the Facilitator's Guide for additional instructions on how to introduce this stage of the career exploration process to students.